All right, take 2. 3, 4, 5, whatever, I don't know. See, I went to get my winter clothes on. It's freezing down here. I have quite a handful of things to say, to get off of my chest, to get out of my head. Believe me be. Now, when one is a loner and one lives by themselves, one has no one to talk about anything that's bothering them or what have you. You know, I have my girlfriend, and which is great. God for her, and I talk to her a lot, but I feel I put a little too much on her, and I have to back off a little bit, you know, because she, you know, doesn't really need to hear all of my problems or even try and help and solve them. She's got her own life, you know, so I'm learning to keep my mouth shut and suffer some things in silence that I need to, because they're things that I caused solely by me. So why make it worse and be weaker, and at the very least include somebody into my quicksand and, you know, ruin their evening or night or hour, you know, just basically whining, complaining about a shitty situation. And I've got a couple shitty situations going on now, starting with the most important one is, for some reason, I said my insomnia has been striking me back full force lately, and for no reason. You know, usually it can get ignited by some kind of event or something happening, or me getting very pissed off or upset over something, and that like kind of triggers it, and then it goes. You know, my manicness takes it until, you know, no more. But nothing happened this time around that I'm aware of or I know of, and it started like kind of Thursday night. I got a couple hours of sleep Thursday, maybe 3 or 4. Then that was it. Then Friday came, you know, nothing was wrong. Picked up my girlfriend, had a great day and night. At the end of the night, like a normal person, she goes to sleep. At me, like an abnormal person, I stay awake. Couldn't fall asleep. Don't know why. You know, I want to watch TV. I don't want to do nothing. I wanted to sleep. So I just laid there and got as close to sleep as possible. In my mind, what I call it a ninja sleep, where, okay, I can't sleep, which means, you know, turn off my conscience and get the rest I need, because it's always going. So instead of getting up and exasperating it, make it worse, pacing, just being up, you know, fanning it. No. I've done that too much in the past, and I've learned. So I sat there, I just, you know, lay down, rested my body as much as I could, pretend that I was as close to sleep as possible. I figure that way at least my body and mind can get as much as possible of rest without actually getting to sleep. Now, I've been battling insomnia and extreme trouble sleeping at night since I was 4 years old, 5 years old. Now, I'm not going to get into all of that and the reasons why and stuff, but just take my word for it, it's true. And then ever since, like, I was 13, then I had to move way out of, stay with my mom, because I was hanging around with you know, not the best kids in the world. And I was cutting school like you would breathe. I think I may have went 5 days or 2 weeks tops in my first semester in high school. So I was going to get kicked out unless I did something dramatically. It's funny, that was the first time I can ever remember my whole life that both of my parents were in the same room at the same time. You know, and pertaining to me for some reason. In this case, I'm in the vice principal's office, and they're talking about expelling me. You know, and it was the last time I can remember them being in the same room together. But the ultimate decision was to get me out of the environment where I was staying with my mom, same town, different area of kids and stuff, over across town to my grandparents, where I had another set of friends and stuff that were, you know, not drug addicts and burnouts and shit like that at 14, you know, into sports and stuff. And luckily that worked out, and I stopped doing all that stuff, and I started getting healthy, you know, and lifting and doing things like that, age 14. But the thing I'm getting to is I didn't realize it then, I realize it now, that at age 13, the day I came home and found out I had to walk across town and start living there, no notice, I was staying with my grandparents and my dad guy, who I didn't really have much of a relationship with. You know, no hate or no love, neither. You know, just he did this thing, I did my thing. But point is that, so at 13, I was in charge of myself without realizing it, without knowing it. You know, I never had a curfew or a time to come in by as long as I came in. You know, was never questioned to where what I was doing, as long as I came home. You know, I came here and went to school. You know, and back then it was great. You know, I don't have to answer to anybody. I make my own rules. You know, my own bedtime at 13, and do what I want, how I wanted it. But looking back, it wasn't really so great, because kids do need guidance when they're younger, you know. But how this ties into my ever increasing insomnia is because I had it then, and then when I became in charge of myself from 13 on, and I had no bedtime or nothing. I would stay up when I wanted, and that was it. And I would just deal with it. Go to school tired or whatever. But as I got older, and so I got into like senior year and stuff, junior year, comes time to pick out what you want to do for school, or you know, after high school with your life and stuff. And I had no clue at all, nothing. I didn't talk to either of my parents about it. I couldn't see the point in that. So I remember just going to school the next day, meeting my guidance counselor, still not having any clue as to what I wanted to do or where I wanted to go with my life. So I copied my best friend at the time, what he was gonna do. You know, in his case, his brother was a carpenter and he was gonna do construction, and that was gonna be his thing. Sounds good enough for me, you know. I could do that, you could do that. So I went in and made up my classes, and before I know it, senior year, I had 3 periods of shop. You know, I had my first period was study, which was great, nothing. Then I had 3 periods of shop in a row, which was awesome. Then I had lunch, and then I came back, I had like 1 class, English or something, and then gym, and then like art, and that was it. And then when, you know, going to college, I went to college, Bergen Community College, didn't want to go. I just figured that's what I should do. Had no real interest in anything other than weightlifting and stuff. This was before I started training martial arts, and so they had a curriculum at that time, I think they still do, called exercise science, and it was like a more advanced type of curriculum than your basic like trainer and stuff. And I liked it, it was hard. There was science in it and stuff, but I liked it, but not enough, and after a couple months, I had decided, fuck school already, I've had enough, I don't want to do it no more. But I shouldn't just quit for no reason. And then I had a reason. I decided I wanted to buy myself a brand new Jeep Wrangler. 0 miles, brand new. I was tired of the old car I was driving. So I got this brilliant idea. I had no money, nobody gave me any money or nothing. I had to get my own money. I had a brilliant idea. Quit college, stop going. You don't like it anyway. Quit college, find a job, quit college, save money, get your Jeep. That's what I did. I found a $7 an hour dental warehouse job that I quit college for. Didn't ask anybody's opinion, nothing, just did it. And yeah, I worked there for about 7 months, 8 months, saved up enough money to have down payment on a brand new Jeep, which I still couldn't get because I had no credit. And luckily, thank God, my one aunt and uncle had mercy on me, and they kind of realized how fucked things were for me already in life without me even knowing it. I remember asking them once, why did you guys do this? And they said, we feel bad for you and your parents, the parents you had, and the way you were raised. We felt bad, and we wanted to help. That was the first time I ever knew or heard like my shit was that bad. So anyway, I didn't care. I got the Jeep. I was happy. I succeeded. I achieved my objective. Got what I wanted. I loved the Jeep. It was great driving around. But still, I have no concept of sense of budgeting and saving and paying future stuff. And I was all from, and kind of still in, from the school of the now. Live the now. Fuck then, live the now. So after one great summer with the Jeep and a whole bunch of friends, come next summer, I could afford the payments, but I could no longer afford the insurance, which at that time, 1990, they raised it to a little over $5,000 a year insurance. Just couldn't do it. So I had to sell it, take a loss, get out from under the thing, and then be 20 years old, 21, with no vehicle, with no money, with no job, no direction. But I didn't let it put me out, I just kept rolling, and then luckily, one day, July 2nd, 1991, I was riding my bike, the last bit of money I had left after getting rid of my Jeep. I knew I wasn't gonna have a way to get around, so I bought a good bike, a nice red Fuji mountain bike. It was awesome, so I can get around. So July 2nd, everyone was down the shore for, July 4th. It's funny how no one called me this time though, because I didn't have a Jeep to drive everyone. So I was kind of forgotten about. So I'm used to people being scumbags anyway, so it didn't really faze me. So I went out for a bike ride on July 2nd, hot day, nowhere to go, nothing to do, so just went out cruising, listened to my Walkman, and I went out and I went towards Harrison, and that's when fate happened. I stopped to look at this new school that opened up not too long ago, which I thought was a trophy school because there were so many trophies in there. But when I got closer and I looked in, I saw it wasn't trophy school. I saw it was a martial arts school. I saw the plaques on the trophies. These weren't just fake little trophies. These were like grand champion of the Harlem championships and shit, like hardcore stuff. And then 2-3 seconds later, there came my sensei, my future sensei, and his wife and his baby, and they were coming to open the school early. And they saw me looking at it, and we had a nice little talk, and they invited me in, and we talked more. And I basically said my life's going to a hell in a handbasket really quick. And I've always respected the martial arts, always wanted to learn them. But it just never happened, and right now I know I need something. And I know this is good. And so he gave me a free class that night. I came back, took the free class. Knew I was going to sign up, brought my money, signed up after the free class. It was just ecstatic. It was great. I loved every part of it. I remember taking the bus home that night, and after I paid the bus driver, I'm walking to the seat, and I wasn't even 3-4 steps in, and I knew, I was like, thing from God, you know. I knew in every cell, fiber of my body, this is what I want to do with my life. I want to learn martial arts. I want to learn how to teach it. That's what I want to do. I want to have a school, and I want to teach it, and I want to submerge myself in the martial way. And I don't care about riches or fame. I only care about getting better and skill as much as I can, and being true to it, something. And it was all that and more for me. You know, it was a family. It gave me that I needed, positive outlet where I could finally start learning to grow as a young man, at age 20. But really, my development was really, you know, stopped at like 12 or 13. So I had a lot of growing up to do, and the martial arts were a lifesaver for me, and they still are. I'm still doing them. It's over 30 years now. Since then, you know, I've had 2 schools of my own, and now with YouTube, I'm gearing up more and more. This is my personal channel, this one, where I get to talk and do these kind of things that I need, and kind of show the other part of me. And then I have my rogue combative channel. A lot of people don't understand that because I don't enunciate correctly. So I have it written down anywhere here. That might have some of my flyers. Because I am going to start teaching this summer again. I think COVID bullshit has finally stopped, and I can get back to teaching again. It's been a couple years since that bullshit started. But I haven't been late, you know, sitting on my ass, working on things, working on flyers, getting things ready for when I can start teaching again. And I'll be teaching same way, road combative style, outdoors or indoors if a person has it, but I'm not renting a storefront like before. This is more of like a personal martial art trainer. Like someone comes to your house to train you to do your sit-ups and all that. Well, I come to your house and train you to be, you know, increase your fighting capabilities from day one, and not with any kind of bullshit or anything. It's a very real, hard, combative approach to self-defense and keeping yourself safe in this society. Traditional martial arts are very important, but they just don't really work that much in these days and age, especially with MMA and UFC. Now, I was around, I saw UFC 1, and I saw the whole development of it. I saw the whole split in the martial art community around the world between strikers and grapplers. I saw all the high ego strikers who could not bring themselves to say, hey, that ground fighting is really effective. I need to learn it. Let me put my ego aside, let me take my black belt off, and put a white belt on, and go learn a new style. A lot of them couldn't do that. So like, ooh, the woolly mammoth, they died. They disappeared. Or they got beat badly and quit. Me, luckily, I had no problem at all with the ego. I had no problem at all donning my black belt, to put a white belt on, to learn a different art. In fact, I was teaching in the school, Ridge Road. I was teaching it there for a while, and I was teaching at night. I was teaching the kids and then the adults, and I was teaching them ninjutsu. And then this really great teacher, my Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu sensei, Edson Carvalho, he's still around teaching, I believe. He came from Brazil, and he is the real deal as far as Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu and Judo goes. And he came in, I remember, and they tested him on me. The guy who found him, the other partner of the school, this cop guy. And he's like, oh yeah, this guy's supposed to be some kind of champion or something. You know, I had just finished teaching a kids class. I had just gotten back from a submission grappling tournament, you know, where I did all right in. I entered the advanced. I was training a lot, you know, at that point on the ground about a year or two, so I was feeling pretty good about it. My takedowns were good. So I remember just changing real quick to my wrestling shoes. I wanted to get out of there to the class. I'm like kind of rushing him a little bit, and he's there with his friend. He's taking his time. He's, you know, he's loosening up and doing everything, and it's just over with, you know. He's gonna destroy this guy. He's not gonna know what's happening, you know. And I thought I knew so much, but you know, I mean, this guy's been over to Japan and fought in the big dome, and he's also been training his entire life since like 5 or 6. So, needless to say, as soon as we started, I came at him like a tornado, and yeah, I took him down, but less than 10 seconds later, I'm tapping out. Whoa, he did it again. Got my takedown, tapping out, tapped out again. Third time, boom, same thing, tapped out. I had never been owned like that before by anyone. Not striking, not nothing, and it blew my mind away. But it didn't blow me away to never try again or show my face. It showed me, wow, I gotta learn a lot of stuff in this, you know, so I don't want that to ever happen again to me. And then I began, you know, I continued training the kids and stuff at night, and he trained his Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu during the day, and we split the days of the week because we split the school. But I would teach my classes, you know, in my art, my black belt, and then the Jiu-Jitsu guys would come in about half hour, and I'd go, I'd change my Jiu-Jitsu uniform on, put my white belt on, and go out and train. I remember the kids in my class who usually see me as black belt. Okay, what the fuck is that? You know, I explain it to them. But anyway, how did I get onto that? Martial arts, saving my life still. All right, getting back to this weekend, which is really kind of why I wanted to do this video, this talk, and get some poison out of me, some little venom out of me. All right, so not only, you know, have I been, you know, struck with this 4 or 5 days of not being able to sleep until the sun comes up. I mean, last night I don't think I fell asleep until 7 o'clock in the fucking morning. I woke up at 11 and then went back to sleep for a little while, and it's been awful. You know, it's like you get caught in this negative feedback loop of not sleeping or something. You know, the funny part is when my girlfriend's here, though, I sleep like a fucking baby. You know, I have no problems going to bed. Fall asleep quick. And times when I am saying too much and shit, she puts me in check. Come on, go, and I go to sleep. But other than that, I'm by myself. I just won't go. I don't want to get undressed and turn everything off and shut down. You know, I just want to keep doing stuff. You know, so I usually go until exhaustion bludgeons me to sleep. So last night and the night before, I woke up fully dressed. My boots, pants, everything, just wearing it, sleeping on top of the bed, you know. Now here it is 4 something in the morning, I'm rambling away, but see, I'm in that loop because I went to bed again so late, got up late. I'm off. But there's really something that's bothering me, and that's, I think, that's what's been keeping me from sleeping. And what that is, was my younger daughter had a play this weekend. She's been working on it for a couple weeks, and she called me and told me about it. And she wasn't in the play, but she was a helper and working with one of the main characters. And I still very much wanted to go. And it was, they had the play, I believe, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday down the shore in Toms River. Her mom and stepdad and her whole family got there were going to go Friday. I didn't want to go when they went. That'd be too much of a, just, it's better off. I figured her having people, family there more than one day. So I went, and girlfriend and I, we went to a nice hotel down south Friday, so we could be down there and go Saturday or Sunday. And fuck up is, I used to live down the shore, down South Jersey, a long time ago. So I still think I kind of knew the area, but I don't. And the town that the hotel was in, Hampton Bay Inn was in, I thought was closer, but it wasn't. And when it was time to leave to go on Sunday, I thought it'd be about a half hour to get there, and it was like over an hour and a half. And that just, the floor dropped out from underneath me, the ground, I just continued to shrink and shrink and shrink because, I know I let my younger daughter down out of my own negligence and mistake. And I feel real bad about that. I can't take that back. And I talked to her, she's upset about it. And I promise her it won't happen again, and it won't. But I've just been kind of beating myself up over that, and I'm trying not to, but it's hard. It's hard not to. But something like this, a nice video blog, I can get it out into the world, and tell it myself, and I can feel somewhat, I don't know, purged. I want one more thing to show. Good thing that happened this weekend. I finally found a bike that I liked, and they had it there, and I was able to get it. So I'm going to show you my new bike, and then I'll fuck off and try to go to sleep. Don't look. You know what? I'll do it over there so then I can reel it in and surprise y'all. Yeah, I've been looking for a bike, a white bike, for a long time. But I can't see it because it's too high. There we go. So in the road combative videos, hopefully when it gets warmer again, a lot of good tomahawk stuff. Yeah, I don't know, maybe if I put this up on the blocks again. Yeah, maybe you can see better there. Nice and thick. Pretty cool color. I like it. I gotta get some air in the tires though. I'm not gonna ride it in the house. So it's a sure way to break something. put it back. And now I feel somewhat better than I did the past 3 hours. And that's that. And it's my bike, so now I can have a bike and have exercise and hopefully ride my daughter, my girlfriend. I just want to see if I have any of those flyers, because I am going to be teaching again this spring and summer. Here we go. And I'm going to teach the empty hand stuff, the combatives separately. And I'm going to teach the knife, the Bowie knife separately as well. And I gotta talk to people before that. I'm not just gonna teach Bowie to any fucking jackass who walks up to me and wants to learn knife. You know, prove yourself. Oh, there's just a empty hand one. I gotta finish it though. Have any with this is where I waste time. The rest of this is going fucking dead. Bottom line, you know, like the martial arts life, you know, some days you have good days, a lot of days you have bad days. But the real thing is, what are you gonna do about it? You're gonna let it define you and fucking ruin you and ruin everyone else around you, and just basically give in and be a baby and cry and complain about it? Or are you gonna ride it out, do what has to be done, keep the minimum whining, complaining to a minimum, you know, try not to let anyone know if possible. No one wants to hear your bullshit, no matter what they say. They got their own things to deal with. Try to be one of the few people who isn't always coming in with some kind of problem or some kind of life catastrophe. You see those people, they can't stop. Every fucking thing out of their mouth is some kind of help they need from somebody, or do this or do that, or I got stuck there. It's like walking cancer, you know? Better off alone and hanging out with fucking something like that, man. Alright, still a lot I didn't get to do tonight, but that'll have to wait. Oh, I did get my Boosie war dog. I made my own little sheath. Not too nice, not done yet though, but works nice. It's a beautiful knife. Infy war dog. So I made it in reverse grip. Usual, because you know you don't want to be. Hold on, you want to be back. I want to right out the answer. All right, I don't know what time it is. I'm not sure I want to. Tired, and get frustrated, and I get fucking angry, and I'll break shit. This is jambok. That's what it's called. S-J-A-M-B-O-K. In African, I believe, Sikh or Indian. This is made for killing snakes. This is the way it flips. And you bash them. All right. So with that, I'm going to end this vlog. It's not really meant to deliver anything. It was more of an event for me. Hopefully maybe someone could relate to it a little bit. Or if anything, bored to death, you're at a job now or something, you're staying in line, you just want to hear something, you know, from a human, and not one of those other weird videos. So I will be back later, not tomorrow, so it's already Wednesday. But I will put this up now, and then hopefully in my next vlog, my one broken the sleep curse, and I'll be back to the merry old happy me. But until then, you gotta fake it till you make it, brother. Don't be weak. Jason out. Hello, my name is Jason MOWAD, and it is Wednesday, about 03:39 hours in the morning. Been having a bit of trouble with the sleep insomnia lately. Striking back pretty hard for almost a good week now. I think I've watched the sun come up every day since last Thursday. Could be a million things, you know. Could be one thing. But one thing I wanted to do is I was down here way too long working on stuff. Starting to freeze to fucking death. It's probably colder in space than it is down here. Now that the warm weather was here for a day or two, and then it dropped back down to 25. And the zipper broke on my jacket, so I can't zip up and be warm and do the quick video, because I haven't put any videos out lately either, and that's pissing me off. And I had to get what I had to get done down here, and I did, but not in time enough. And I could have easily said I'll do the video tomorrow, but no, fuck no to that. Putting shit off to be lazy, so I can go to sleep a little earlier, so I can feel a little better on the pillow. No, I don't think so. I will have to keep this short down here because I'm fucking freezing and I don't want to get sick. But not this short. So, check out my new spaceship. Pretty cool. And I'll be back in a few moments after I walk the 90 stairs all the way up to my fucking room to get a warmer jacket.